Right.
Says you're coming. It says it's about to start. I guess it's gonna.
It might be the internet. Shall we? I think maybe we
I
reset the
think
internet.
you're live. You look to be live now. I
I
think you
think I'm live
just
too.
they had a hiccup.
It birthed. All right, we are live. Hope everybody is doing well. And I'm just gonna get the live thing because the people on Instagram. Oh, Skylar number one. What's going on?
What's going on, Skylar? How you doing today?
Skylar gets the first
Uh,
award.
how's it going?
All
Letting the
right.
people know. There's got to be an easier way of doing this. Like I wish it makes sense that YouTube wouldn't allow you to just.
Well, cause yeah, it's a new link every time.
That's true.
So
That's
that
true.
so that's the only reason. If there was like a standing link, then we'd
They
be
be
good.
making you work for the money, dude. He
I
works
work
hard for the
hard for
money.
the money, so
Hard
hard
for the
for the money.
money. Oh
All
man.
right, baby, we are live. Hope everybody's having a good day. Speaking of Caesar, hail Caesar! What's going on? I've been
Hail
watching
Caesar.
you all night, man. And let me tell you something. I gotta talk to you, Caesar. They did you dirty, bro. They did you dirty. All you did was you went to Gaul. You wanted some, you wanted some prosperity. You wanted to get your people, you wanted strength. You wanted to win a few
He
wars. You
doubled
wanted a
his
little
legion.
credibility.
He did double his legion. That I mean, I can understand why people would be afraid if a general went overseas and like doubled his army and was like,
But that's part of war. When you win wars, your army gets bigger. You know, things happen and things grow, and you plunder a little bit. You get some gold here.
"Hey,
I'm just saying,
I'm a
Caesar.
Julius Caesar fan. I'm with you. I'm pro Julius Caesar. Pompey was
I just felt
flawless.
Pompey could have held his ground a little bit against Cato the Younger and
It's
really held
Cato.
you down, Caesar.
It's Cato.
I,
It's
I,
Cato.
I really just feel like a lot of things happened there, and like, you know, I'm on your side. I think. I don't know. I gotta watch a little bit more history. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. This is Watch Talk Live with CQ, the Watch Guy, and retired guy Jay. Before we start, look at the cougar wink, and remember, if you or any of your friends need independent watch advice, tell them to check out CQthewatchguy.com. He will take very, very good care of you. We're gonna look at some new watch releases, and then we're gonna have some fun and do some throwbacks today, and look up some of the first ever footage of CQ the Watch Guy and Jay Retired Watch Guy on on YouTube. Scary stuff. Scary stuff going on today. So let's start with Vermont.
I was gonna say we're gonna start with Oris. I'm gonna come back later.
Nah, I can never hate on Oris because they do a really good job with their community and they make a good bit of watches that I enjoy. You
It
know,
buttered my bread for about 8 years, so I
I,
can't really say anything
that's what I'm
about
saying.
myself.
I've made so much money off of Oris that for
That's
me
so
to speak ill
much.
will, not
I don't
so
know if you
much, but like, so let's say it. Let's say
volume based selling.
yes, exactly. So if there was a situation where you needed to hit a quota, you needed to hit your 20 watches a month or your 30 watches a month or whatever, certain people at that time, I think you remember Jay hit like 54, 56 watches a month, and a good bit of that was Oris. Nobody wants to talk about that, but some people got really hot on the Oris over there. But I digress. I love Oris. I support Oris. No bad talking of Oris there. Let's jump into Brahman, a brand I don't mind bad talking.
It's a
And we
shame.
have the new Brahman Super Marine. It's a shame. It is a shame. And maybe I think I'll get softer towards Roma. I think eventually, like I'll get off my high horse. It's as soon as they get rid of this logo. As soon as you get rid of this generic ass logo, like what is it? A comp? Like you had aviator wings. You know how many few brand? Sorry, I don't want to do a Brahman tangent. I apologize. Here we have the new Brahman Supermarine 500 meters now in stainless steel. This is a good watch, a decent watch.
Yeah.
It's diver.
I'm guessing it's the same price as the tutor, and it's just as thick. So why not just get the tutor?
The bracelet gives me Breitling bullet bracelet vibes.
which isn't a selling point to me. But I can see how it's a selling point to some, for sure.
To some, the bullet bracelet is one of the smoother bracelet. It doesn't catch on your hair, and I'm
What's
a
going on,
hairier
Trap Vision?
folk.
How you doing? Happy Taco Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday.
Happy Taco Tuesday. Oh man, I do feel like some tacos.
Oh,
You might have
Jesus.
started something. You might have started something,
Can we
Travis.
even afford to go to the... Oh, God.
Hey,
Anyways,
listen, we can make some things happen, you know. Especially if you guys keep sending people over to cqthewatchguy.com. Your support means everything.
the dial for this watch is kind of nice. It has like a wavy, and a different type of wave than the typical Omega, wave pattern. Like it almost seems like it's like it truly is like waves crashing against each other. So if we're gonna be positive about one thing, the 3D wave pattern on the dial is kind of cool. I'll give them that. But the problem
I'll
I
give them
think
that.
is that how do you even see that? Like it has to be in a specific type of lighting for people to even get that. So
I mean, it's just for you. It's just for you for sure. Like in the light, you can barely see it, but I do like it. I do think it's an interesting texture. And so 5,200 euro. So let's just go over to Vermont.com. Need a wrist check at some point, gentlemen. Today I have on Skylar. This is a Rolex Air King. This is a 1/400 or something like that. This is an old boy from the 70s. This is my grandpa's watch. So I rock that. Wait, can I get the camera?
I'm still rocking the Streamliner. I'm not Streamliner. The St. Alps
There we go.
inspiration. The Apple Watch. It counts my calories.
It
That's
does
the
it.
reason.
It does the job.
When I can afford a St. Alps, I'll buy the St. Alps. Is it St. What is it called?
St.
The Moser.
Alps.
The Moser. I'm saying the wrong
Oh,
watch.
it's the Swiss Alps. The Swiss
Swiss
Alps.
Alps. I make everything Saints. I'm a Catholic. Sorry. Wow, CQ. I met you in NYC a few years back. Oh, Jim Pettinato. I
Hey,
think
what's
that's
going on, Jim? Jim Pettinato.
that's
A
a
face
strong
is
name.
popping up in my head, so I feel like I remember you. But hey, good to see you here, Jim. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, great times in New York. Anytime I'm in New York, it's
Yeah,
good
New York's
times.
a
Good
great
people out
place.
there. Weirdly enough, I do miss the subway once in a while. I know it's strange. It's a strange vibe. 4350
Mm.
sterling.
Bro, you have two wrists. Get the Apple Watch ish out of here. Well, Genji, you're new
Hey,
here. Let me tell you something about me. Couldn't care
Genji don't
less
be
about
playing though.
watches. Just
Hey,
sold them for
no.
years. But I respect that. I respect that. I respect that. I do have an Omega. I just don't wear it often.
You better put that shit on me for Genji.
Put that shit on. Yeah, she was just like, get that shit out of here.
Yeah, I felt that. I felt that energy when she typed that. I was like, All right, we got a nice little Timex. What do you think about Timex? Timex Quartz Q gets a new color for the Enigma 1975 mystery dial.
You're
I
so
think.
lucky Vimal's not here, dude.
Oh, he's coming. He's coming. That's why I wanted to get this in early because he's gonna be like, "Yo, what? Every time I'm not here, you guys just wander off." But
This reminds me of like a Vanta Blackish. Like, what are we even doing
but
here?
wouldn't you rock that though? For the price, I'd rock it. I don't even know what the price is, but I already know I'd rock it.
It's not bad, and you're right. The price is like it's throwaway money, especially when you think in terms of watches. But it's just like,
209 on the vegan leather, brother.
oh goodness gracious, we don't want any beef eating cows.
So here's the thing. Now, when they say vegan leather, I want fruit leather. I don't want that whatever else. What is the other vegan leather if it's not fruit leather?
What's so vegan leather? I'm guessing it means that no animals were harmed in the making of this leather. But it's not leather. Like it just goes back to like I hate semantics because it's like if it's not made out of calf skin of some sort, is it leather?
It's tropical composite. Somebody would say.
Okay. GMO. We got this GMO strap for you. I like the
There
girly
you go.
crop more. Wait, this is okay. It's not the worst watch.
Two
It
hundred
is.
bucks. Graduation season. Hey, I'd take it if you guys want to send it to the PO box. We should do a PO
It's
box.
not the worst watch. It's
All
decent.
right. All right. All right. The last watch we'll talk about. No, two more watches we'll talk about. We got
What's
a
going
new
on,
Chaikin.
Goldfinger?
What's happening,
Dude,
Goldfinger?
they be dropping chickens like left and right.
Yeah, I'm surprised they did this again. I think this is the second or the third iteration of the constant Chaikin Lou Erard time eater. So I think they just changed up the colors a little bit on this.
I
It's
was
a
gonna
funky
say
watch,
it looks the same as the other
but I
Louis
think it's
Erard.
blue versus black.
Look, I do like the Louis Erard collabs that they've done. I just how many different versions of these do you need? You know,
As
and
many as they can sell, brother.
I'm guessing that the Louis Erard at like once sold well, so that's why they picked it back up. But can you strike the same area with lightning twice? It's usually pretty hard. Not everybody's powder. Was he struck twice? Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, that was a good movie. Um,
Hmm.
I know he got struck a lot. I know he could do the thing with the
Yeah,
spoons.
he was doing like this telekinetic
You know.
thing. But this is a decent watch. It's just like you can't have more than one of these. So it's just like once one person's got one, are they really getting two? Is the question.
Oh, this would be fire if this was like a red ceramic. I know this is a reflection. Is it? Yeah, it's a reflection.
That would be pretty cool if it was red ceramic. Genji does have a question. Okay, Blancpain lost their minds with their pricing. 17K for a base model. This is smaller than the normal model. Less is more.
Genji, the retail prices are too damn high. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make that meme. I don't know if you guys remember the rent is too damn high guy. I think my beard, I've been growing out my beard just to make that meme, and I think it's time. Cause the retail prices, bro, I was looking up a JLC Polaris chrono for a client. One of my good friends hit me up. Shout out Coach. Coach hits me up. My brother's looking for a JLC Polaris. Sure, but 14 grand? Who in their right mind is paying 14 grand for a GLC Polaris Chrono? Anyways, I'm sorry, but the retail price, Genji is not wrong. So here we have Blank Pond, 50 fathoms. We have come down to the 38 millimeter sight. You guys have won. All you small wrist folk out there, you beat them to submission. That now we have a 38 millimeter Blank
Bro,
Pond. I
blame
hope you're happy.
FP Dorn. Blame FP Dorn.
Oh, don't you start. Everybody wants to blame FP
Hey,
Jordan all of a
so
sudden.
explain to me why the 38s run for way more than the 40s, and it's because like
Hey, because people like a story and people like romance, and it's easy for me to romantically say, well, it's true. I don't want to get into it because like it becomes like a big risk versus a small risk thing, and I am not here to divide us as a people. We all have wrists and we all wear watches. So I'm gonna choose a path of unity, Jay, and I'm not. I'm gonna get away from this divisive rhetoric that I've been spewing myself.
look at you
All
being
risks matter.
Julius on your high
All risks
horse.
matter. Hail
On your high
Caesar. Hail
horse.
Caesar. I saw what I
Um,
saw what they did to him. I saw it.
I will agree with Genji, especially on like a 50 fathoms. Like nobody wants a small diver's watch, in my opinion. Like it doesn't make sense to make the diver watch smaller because something about the diver being larger, first of all, legibility while being underwater. Second, just the tool watch aspect makes me feel like it should be at least 40
Good
meters.
points.
So I'm with you, Genji. They should not have made this any smaller, especially the 50 fathoms, especially any diver's watch. I mean, Tudor gets away with it, but I'm with you on this one. Vimal said, great. Now we have to tolerate small wrist folks mansplaining why 50 fathoms is the best dive route.
Hey, took the words right out of my mouth. Vimal, I'm not gonna. I already said I'm not gonna continue the my rhetoric, but Vimal is here, so now I get to recite
So
and
wait, what
Vimal leads.
what was the size of the pink one? If the pink one's 42 and then they made a 38,
But
they've lost the mark. If they
well, no,
made
no.
a
I think the pink ones are also.
The pink one needs to be 40. If the pink one is over 40 millimeters, they lost the plot. They are lost in the sauce for sure. So I'm praying to God that the pink one is like the first 38, and then they were like, "Oh,
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
do a steel model in 38, regular too." I'm hoping. Here's to hoping. Monochrome does too many articles, dude.
Oh my gosh! Like, come on!
Like,
Like, I try to support the people I like to support,
no,
but
do good work, but
they
Jesus.
give good, but Jesus, too much. I'm trying to produce a show here.
Julius Caesar did confirm pink is 38, so it's okay.
All right.
Blancpain, at least you're like keeping
Wait,
with the
where's the
flow.
BL? This is such a horrible website. There we go.
Blancpain.
There we go. There we go. And now, screw it. Screw it. Yep.
I believe Julius. I believe Julius.
I
Julius hasn't
believe
let us
Julius as
into
well.
it. We should have named the show after Julius today.
Does he get
It's
producer of the?
well, it's
I'll
almost the month of July, which is literally named after Julius. Let's stop.
so, so do we do a Roman? Okay, July we're all doing Roman themed.
Oh, we gotta do like Roman numeral watches, best Roman.
Oh yes, all right. July is Caesar's month. It is now ingrained.
It is
Tell the
Caesar's month.
plebs. Tell
Whoa,
the
whoa, whoa,
plebs.
whoa, whoa. There are no plebs. We all equal now. There are no more plebs. Oh God, let's get off of this.
All right.
Okay,
Anyways,
Bonbon 38's no. We've come to that conclusion. They're not. It shouldn't be.
all right. So beautiful watches. We all agree that the 38 millimeter did not need to exist. And let's just go to the website to confirm Gen G's suspicions of the prices. And I just think it's crazy that we live in a world where a Blancpain is like almost 20 grand because sales tax. Everybody's paying sales tax, right? And we're gonna pretend that we don't do discounting, right?
I mean, you can't say Blancpain and pretend to not discount in the same sentence. It just doesn't
Well,
make
well, I
sense.
don't know. Well, I don't know because like I feel like if I start talking discounting too much, that's when like the mafia really comes after me. And I feel like right now they don't care about what I say. You could do whatever, but as soon as I get out and say like, are you like insane for paying full price for 50 fathoms plus sales tax?
Angie, I will
Whew.
not fight you. We make love, not war. We learn from our
Well,
mistakes in
bro,
the
she might be
past.
like married or something.
No, no, no. I'm saying, like, we as a people make love. Calm
There
down.
you go. There you go.
She
Jeez.
said, fight her for an MBNF, and I would never.
Oh, best Roman numeral watch, MBNF. Fight me for
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry. You should have looked at the content, CQ.
I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to produce a show. I'm trying to protect
You're
our
right. That's my
space.
fault.
You
That's
know,
my fault. I already started off bad. It's kind
$19,500.
of crazy. For the 38 is nuts.
Wait, is the bigger one cheaper? Is that what we were saying?
Let's see. There's no way. That would be.
Not in 2025, right? We're not gonna have equality. Oh no, it's more expensive. All right.
No, that makes sense. It makes sense. I think she was just saying that the base model is 19, 17, 19 grand, which is kind of crazy for Blancpain. I think that was what she was pretty much trying to get the point across.
I mean, for this price, you just
Can you get like a time only longer but not new. Not new. No.
not far away.
What
I
about a
want to
brigade?
feel
Could you
like
get a time only brigade?
maybe. I think the brigades went a little crazy too, but I think with this, you're 10 grand away from pretty much any watch you could reasonably want. Besides something made out of, you know what I mean? Like 10 grand away, you're at 30 grand. Okay, imagine like you paid taxes, you're at 21 ish, plus 10 grand, you're 31 ish. If you go secondary, you could get pretty much anything you want in stainless steel besides a Nautilus, etc. You could get the Vacheron chronograph, you could get a Vacheron Blue Dial for just $4,000 more. You could get a VC Blue Dial. So what in? All right, let's just move on. I agree, Genji. I love Blancpains. I love 50 Fathoms. Great watches. I just like I would hate to be a sales associate right now trying to sell this at 19.5. I would much rather be trying to sell the pink one. You know what I
She
mean?
says
Because we're
that she can
already in
get.
like fantasy land.
She does confirm that she can get a Rolex GMT for 19.5, which I can understand why somebody would go that route. What's going on, Tan? How you doing today?
What's happening, Tan? I just think we're not living in the same world. I know a lot of people have money and a lot of people spend a lot of money on watches, but people are so smart. I think during COVID, like a lot of brands are like, oh, people they'll just buy whatever. But people with money also have intelligence. And yeah, good luck, Blancpain. I wish you well. I
We
still
wish
would wear
them
this
well.
this rose gold mother pro though. I still rock this.
Yeah, it's a nice watch. We have some nice watches. It's the prices that we're complaining about.
Too expensive. All right, is there any other new watches? I don't think so. And you guys can feel free to drop any. Oh yeah, I do want to talk about this Jaws watch. You guys can feel free to drop any questions. So there's a little bit of an ask me anything, and we're gonna just look at a bunch of old videos of like when I had hair on my head still, pretty much. And
And
then I
says
did
he
get a.
prefers his 50 fathoms pink gold, and I agree. The 50 fathoms in gold are always nice.
I agree with that too. That's a good rose gold diver. That or like a Brigham Marine rose gold, two of the best like rose gold divers that are not yacht masters. It just they work. I think I'm gonna get this watch.
It's
Seiko Jaws Limited Edition.
it's okay,
50
you
years of
know.
Jaws. Are you not a you're not a Jaws fan? Did
I
I
was
lose
never
you?
really big into like thrillers, and especially ones about the water since we came up on an island. So it was just like I didn't want to think about sharks, even though sharks weren't ever a thing for us.
Yeah, we never had the sharks there, so it was never like an immediate fear.
Vimal asked, "How can one get the Siddiqui limited edition from overseas?"
Call CQTheWatchGuy.com. I'm sure he would be happy to make some connections. The key to getting those Middle East watches is just having friends on the ground. To be honest with you, while I was there, I I didn't mule, but I assisted in acquiring a lot of watches that were then legally shipped out and taxes were paid and stuff like that. But that's the only way. It is made for that market. All watches will be sold to that in the Middle East market in the CDK stores between Dubai and Abu Dhabi. I don't think this will be over in Saudi. So you have to have somebody on the ground. But honestly, like if this is something of interest to you, I have a lot of great friends who work within the CDQ organization and management and sales side. So happy to make a phone call, put a connection. No promises at all. But if you're coming to Dubai, maybe you pick it up while you're there. We'll do something special for you. All right, now do you want to see your first video ever? Look at this. Oh man.
Look,
All right.
look, the tables have turned. I was the one wearing the hat, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Look, I still got a little bit of fade.
No
So if you
beard.
guys don't know, me and let me put on 1080p. Me and retired watch guy Jay used to work over at a company you guys know called 1916. We worked there while it was Watchbox and Watch You Want, and we have actually been making content for videos. This video that's on the screen, it's 7 years old, if you can believe it, Jay. And we just wanted to go back and just look at some of the original videos, some of the original content we ever made.
Yo, Gen G said, "Is that CQ or Killer Mike?"
Hey, right now, I did have the Killer Mike vibe going. I still had a little bit of hair. I was trying so hard, man. I was keeping the hair around.
Also, real quick, Tan does say that it's really mentioned about Bang Pan, its quality, that the movement and the finishing, like they do very good movements and finishing. Vimal also asked for you to check out Monochrome to see the new Creedor that was dropped.
Ooh, I will do that. I will do that. What am I
Damn.
wearing?
Vimal, please at least say I look better now. God. He's like, Jay looks different. Who hurt you, bro?
Don't do it.
The
Don't be
world,
like
the,
that.
the world has hurt me. It's
Oh,
a
look at me
cold
with that
world out there.
that 5235G. Oh man.
Good old days, man. The good old
Oh,
days.
but it's wild. So we did have a show over there called Dial In with CQ and Joe. But let's jump over because that's glitching. Oh man.
Man, the internet is not playing with
Yeah,
us. It's
today
not
it
playing fair.
is not rocking with us at all. It's the heat, man. It's so hot out there. It's probably. Oh, literally, I think this Creedor just dropped. Thank you, producer Ramal. I'm getting a producer Ramal T-shirt. I'm a fan of that guy. So we have a new Creedor GCBD 997 with artist Akira Yamaguchi. This is pretty. I'm trying to just figure out what exactly is going on here.
Is it a turbine? No, that's just
No,
an
I
escape
don't think it's a
movement.
tourbillon, but I don't even think that's the escape, man. They are doing just insane things out of Japan right now. Credo always does really amazing things, but I personally think in the next 5 to 10 years, the best independent watches are going to be coming out of Japan. I just think they're drinking some crazy juice over there, and the community and the collector base that is supporting them is just a different level. I like this. I wish it did some. Are these real shots or?
How much are these? Because I know these are like 50,
Well, it's a
60.
Creedor. It's a Creedor. So it's gonna be, you know.
Rich Buddy does not like it. I'm with Rich Buddy. I'm not going to say anything negative per se, because I can tell that it probably is mechanically a very complex and sound watch, but I'm not a fan of the cubes. I'm guessing that's part of like whatever the designer envisioned, but it just, there's nothing about this watch that looks appealing to me per se.
So it's 19.9 euro. So a bit over 20,000. So yeah, I think it's all about the design here, and we got to read the article a little bit.
Well, I guess I see the drawing that they have there, and maybe that's what it's trying to like put on a dot. It, I get who asked for this.
Well, no. We can't say that because it's more about the art. And I'm sure if we looked up her art and things like that, this would be something that really imbues it. I think from just a pure aesthetic watch point, it's because it's Credo, you're getting those kind of traditional hands. And I need better pictures. Like, I think this is the only live pictures of the
Feels like you're
back.
dancing around saying you don't enjoy the watch much either.
I don't enjoy the watch much either. But I think if I see a real shot, it might be like, oh my gosh, it looks so beautiful.
What's going on, Daraj? I mean, maybe on the wrist, but it's just like
Okay, wait. Let me just see if there's other
there's so
somebody
many
has a better
questions here.
picture.
Why did you open up the dial to show something that's not a tourbillon? Like, what's the significance of that? Then you have all those cubes. It's just like, what am I supposed to care about here? And it's time only. It doesn't have a date. The list really could go on. Rich Buddy says the gold circles don't mesh with the square art. That's a great point. I'm sure the finishing on this Credo is insane. And that's the thing, Genji. You're 100% right. Like the finishing and all that stuff, the movement, all that is superb. But then I have to sometimes look at everything put together and the story, like what is the story being told? And this seems like a story that doesn't ever end. It's like the never ending story. Rich Buddy got it right. Too much going on. This is the opposite of the Blancpain's strategic plan of less is more. This is more is more.
Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to get a better.
It doesn't exist. You are trying to find a photo of this watch that makes it look better, and it doesn't exist. I saw Gerald Genta in the article. You
Yeah, I
can't
think
see
you're right. I
this.
think you're right. But it's pretty. It's pretty in its own way.
Gen G likes it. So it looks like Rich Buddy and
Hey,
Gen G are at odds on this one.
I'm on Gen G side because like, yeah, I'm not getting beat up with you, bro. I'm not. I'm not doing that fight.
And said, CQ, you are right, but you don't have to wait years. This is already different.
You sure?
But if we were in the Coliseum, thumbs down.
Uh,
Send the lions.
I'm gonna pull out some other Creedors.
Uh,
Not a brand that we sold too much, right? I think maybe I sold one.
well, isn't Creedor like the high-end Seiko? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Daryl Genta is like Marvel. They slap it on everything out there, and most of it sucks. Hey.
Oh, yeah. That's don't do that. Don't do that because a lot of it's good, but you got to be careful what you're buying for sure. And they will just like Daniel Roth. I think the most interesting thing about Daniel Roth and the biggest misstep that's being made, they're not using Daniel Roth the person. Like they couldn't figure out some way. He's still alive. He's still doing watches. To me, like the biggest win would have been to find a way to bring him out of retirement, just as a chairman. You just wheel him out. He does a couple things, couple speeches, and that would have just lent so much credibility. Because it is funny when like just names are being slapped on different things, and you're like,
You're always trying to wheel out some old Swiss man to give some kind
hey,
of
why not, bro?
kudos.
Hey, cause when I'm old, bro, and I built, Gottlieb and Co. is built into something worth talking about. You better wheel my old ass out. You better like figure it out.
Hey, look,
Figure it
all I
out,
can
bro.
think of is it's funny that Jamal mentioned Marvel because I think of the video of Stanley like pretty much begging to like be sent home, but they're like, no, you got one more interview, and that's gonna be UCQ running around doing your little PR tour at 85, selling watches
Yes,
because
happily.
they need CQ the watch guy and his cougar wink to sell this last Gerald Genta inspired Creedor.
You know,
Weekend at Bernie's Daniel Roth edition.
no,
The
Daniel
10
Rather
is
still
right. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
go ahead. No, I was gonna say Daniel Rather still he's still up and moving around and stuff like that. So that'd have been a little bit more interesting to me to see.
Can says that the name Gerald Genta is not enough, and it's proven so now. I mean, I feel like 10 years ago you could have got away with Gerald Genta inspired, but now everything's Gerald Genta inspired. So, what are you really doing here?
Would you buy a Gerald Genta Mickey Mouse or
What happened to Credo? You were on
Daffy
there for
Duck?
like 2 seconds, and then you're like,
Well,
oh, never
because
mind.
there's not too much to talk about, to be
There's
honest
not.
with you.
No, you're right, because Credos are not exactly. They're. How do I say this in the nicest way possible? Because they make very nice watches, but they don't make watches that like make you want to talk about them. Like there's nothing.
Well, if you appreciate them, you appreciate them, but they're like, to talk about on a YouTube show right now, I don't have like one in front of me with a loop to really tell you why it's so important. And it's Tuesday, and I don't feel like boring you guys with Creed Talk, unless producer Vimal said so. But
No, this Gerald Genta is
yeah,
crazy.
this is one I've
Look
never
at this
seen
clown
before.
watch with Mickey Mouse. Yuck. It's Gerald Genta. Oh my God, take my money now. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how often that happens. Not
It
even with
works
Gerald
kind of
Genta,
just
just
like
in
that.
the world. I mean, this watch looks like a Bell& Ross type of weird thing, even though maybe Bell& Ross was inspired from Gerald Genta. But the case, or no, Octafinissimo, a little bit more Octafinissimo with a domed bezel. I don't like the dial. Everything else is okay, but then the dial is just like too busy for me personally.
Yeah, this is a lot. I've never seen
Oh, and the price, ooh, just get the fuck out of here. Get
that. I
out of
mean,
here.
it's special though. It's special.
I ain't never seen a Gerald Genta worth more than like 15K in my opinion, and that's even stretching
Oh
it.
come on, now not you just being cheap.
Right, show me a Gerald Genta over 20K that looks good
One
because
second, I will.
you've just shown us um things that it's like I guess I don't understand art. I'll leave it at that.
Maybe that's what it is, Jay. Maybe you just don't get it.
It's a skill issue, guys. I'm sorry.
Like we're gonna get you there. We're gonna get you there. But I just don't know if you can't see the value in this $47,000 perpetual calendar that on a Stingray strap. This is actually an interesting watch. Like aesthetically, I don't know what's going on, but like,
You gotta remember that at the same time you run a business consulting people, so when you say things like this, they might take you seriously.
oh, anything on the show is not a direct correlation with my views as a timepiece advisor.
I'm just
Some, but
saying.
not all. Sometimes I just love watches, right? Like this, everybody in here is gonna be like, "You're insane." But let me tell you something. Given the right opportunity, I would buy this, and I would rock the hell out of this watch. I don't know why, but something about it. It's ugly in a beautiful type of way.
I don't see it, but I respect
No,
your opinion.
or is it big enough for? No, too small.
This was Gerald Genta's acid phase. It's probably LSD or
If there's
peyote.
one designer that
Well,
you think
it's LSD.
dabbled in the psychedelics, it would be the guy who gave you, some of these amazing pieces. But I mean, like, you see this, and like, there's a price you'd buy this at. I don't know if it's 28 grand, but there's a price.
But like this, I feel like looking at when you look at Gerald Genta watches, it's the perfect example of somebody who's like, "Well, I design things, and you can't tell me that I can't do this." Like that's literally like what I look at every one of his watches. It's like, "Well, I can do it, and you can't stop me." And it's like, well, just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should.
Perhaps.
Duraj asks, any thoughts on the PF Thunder, two derivative of the hype names?
That's a good question actually.
And Vimal said, Gerald Genta is rare, and then you look on Chrono 24 and you see pages and pages of swatches.
Well, I'll get right to the PF Tana. There are pages of Jargenta, but you're not seeing too much of like the OG. Well, you are seeing some of the OG stuff, but like the stuff that went. There was some that went crazy at auction. Alfredo Peramico is a big Gerald Genta lover. Some of those big, funky looking perpetual calendars went crazy at one time. This, from Asia, that's a cool piece. So like, there are a lot of the Bulgari era Gerald Genta pieces, which is most of what you're seeing here, but they're few and far in between true Gerald Genta era pieces available. I think a lot of people do collect them and enjoy them. And even when you look at the Mickey Mouse ones, the more expensive ones are gonna be the ones made when he was still somewhat a part of the brand. That's my my defense. But let's talk about some Tonda PF. Are they too derivative? Listen, I think anything with an integrated bracelet, people are gonna wanna say it looks like this, it looks like that. But I think when you talk about pound for pound, dollar for dollar, what you're getting from Parmigiani, from the dial to the movement to the fit, the most comfortable watches I've ever had on the wrist are Parmigiani. They just have really great case aesthetics. I just think nobody else is giving you what you're getting. So like somebody could say, oh, it's a little derivative, but nobody else is giving you integrated bracelet with that profile, the way the lugs are. They're not. There's no angles on this like a Nautilus or Royal Oak or something. So people could say it, but they're just saying it to talk. I think a watch like this at 13,155, when you see Bonds charging you $20,000 for 50 fathoms, the answer is very, very clear. And there's just a lot of great variety you can find in in the Tana series. I think in terms of complication and look as well, that you can. I'm a big Parmigiani fan, if you can't tell.
I think Tan is saying that he likes the Bulgari more. Oh no, no, sorry. He
Okay.
says Bulgari. No, no. He said I apologize. He said the Bulgari, or the Pacha are nicer. Also, then I guess he is saying that he prefers those two. Um, I kind of do like the Bulgari more. Vimal did say that the Sotheby's auction just concluded. I guess that's the one that we were looking at the other day.
That was, so I'll pull that up in just a second. I think Vimal's really, we're only Tuesday. It's going to be a short week because Friday I'm traveling, but I think Vimal, producer of the week, he's leading so far. I'm just going to say it. I was going to, put you guys on, keep you guys on your toes.
Duraj says that they're pretty, so he does like his Parmigianis. I mean, they're nice, but they lack a wow factor to me. Even though the Chrono there does look nice, uh, I don't know. I think I just the
Is this
mistake.
color, like, would you wear this color?
What, the gray, cream, and cream? Are you like cream on gray? You mean?
Yeah, it's not, is it gray? It's like almost, is it gray with like a little blue? A little,
I think it's like yeah, you could say it's like a bluish gray. Uh,
I know, right?
uh, the watch isn't like moving me like that. I'll be honest. Julius Caesar says PF watches always feel so balanced on the wrist.
Yep, the golden ratio. I like them. I don't think anybody who told you these are derivative, they really know watches. I think anything with a bracelet on it is gonna look like other watches with a bracelet on it, just like anything with a unidirectional bezel on it is gonna look like a Submariner. A dive watch is gonna look like a dive watch. Integrated bracelet watch is gonna have a little bit of similar aesthetics, but I think Parmigiani does the best of making it their own, and like you could see that this is a natural production, a natural continuation of the lines that they were making as well. I just the values that you're getting, guys, is really like if you just love watches, if you just like cool watches that are really good quality, you really like 11.9. I know this is in UAE, but like the prices that you can get them for is just like it's outstanding, outstanding.
The
All
watch
right,
world is such an interesting thing because it's like there's so much value out there, but then you have to wrap your head around not owning a watch that a lot of people love. Like you have to truly be an enthusiast of watches and not what's popular. And I think that a lot of people who are on or who come to this show are more enthusiasts of watches than just follow fashions. But I think the vast majority of watch buyers right now follow fashions, and that's why Parmigiani doesn't do well.
I think you hit it on the nail. So what's so interesting? I was looking at all these old videos, all these old watch you want like videos, and you could see like so before watch you want was absorbed by Godberg. It was just like we would sell, like, and even still now they do sell. But back then, it really focused on all the funky stuff, right? Wasn't the biggest Rolex dealer and things like that. And you could just see, and it's also just what people wanted back then. People who search for pre-owned watches, of course, you had your Rolex guys and the AP guys and stuff like that, but people were much more open to experimentation. So when you like go back and you see like all the different watches being sold, the different brands, it's just like Parmigiani here. It really like seals in that point of like there was a time where people just loved watches. Everybody I talked to just loved watches and of all ilk. And now we just kind of went into a different period. But also to the same point, the prices of everything have just kind of exploded. So I don't blame somebody for wanting to know that if they spend $10,000, it could get 6,500 back, hopefully, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Lamal did say that JLC reversal is trading at a discount. He gave you the reference number there if you want to check that out after the auction.
Oh, we could check it out right before actually. So this is the new tribute 14845J. Yeah, so these are the new 18,000. Wait, let me just pull up retail on the other side. So this is stickers on, right? This is stickers on new 2025, and I'm just pulling up 21,200 is the retail. So what? So some crazy people actually have this above retail. So these just dropped.
What's the, is it the world time on the back or something? What's
Yeah, the you got a world time on the back. The tribute case is a little bit smaller. You got the big date up there. It's a beautiful watch. You get a gold version as well. But to
is it
see
blue?
this
The dial or is
is
it
blue,
black? Okay.
is blue, a deep like navy blue.
Okay.
But to see this from a dealer, so retail's 21.2. What do you think this dealer paid for this if he's selling it at 18?
You probably pay like 15.5 or something.
Yeah, just to have the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we're here. It's 2025.
But the thing is, it's just like it's a smaller case, it's a reversal, which out of all the things, JLC reversals do so well. It's just like you can get a older model for similar price, in my opinion. You know,
Oh,
now is it
from
gonna?
from
Yeah, exactly, for much cheaper. Now is it the deep navy blue sunburst, blah blah blah? Maybe not. But if that's not your color wave, if that's not, if you're not if you're not Tim Masso and a JLC enthusiast, you'll probably just go with an older version of this. You know.
Yeah, I just think it's cool. I love the geographic back there. I think that's beautiful. The gold variation is amazing. But again, 21.2 in 2025. Why am I running out to get this?
Fan says that's strange because it's boutique exclusive and not easy to get. Well, the funny thing is about boutique exclusives, you could talk to AP about that when they went boutique only. Just, I mean, in theory, you would think that that makes it more rare, but you still have to have demand, you know? And sometimes I think these brands forget that.
And you also have to remember that boutiques are not all owned by the brands 100%, right? So just because it's a boutique, we all of us in here can pool money together and you know, approach a brand and become a boutique for that brand. If we have enough money, the location is great. There's no other ADs in the area. We could become a boutique for any brand. It's not that hard. So just because something is boutique exclusive doesn't mean there's a salesperson who's there who just needs to make their check and they're gonna sell to whoever. Maybe they might ship it out. Maybe they sell to that client who just buys everything, but he just he buys everything to get certain things. And I don't know who this guy is, but he just always buys. So I just always sell to him. I take care of him. There's so many things. Maybe this got bundled, but to see this 18,000 at a dealer lets you know that I'm not paying retail for this. Are you?
No. The mall says I have a theory that JLC and Vacheron are selling these dealers and keeping 10% margins as opposed to holding on and trying to sell them to earn 50% margin. Hmm.
You'll know. It's called closeouts, Vimal. You'll know. They don't. They don't do it in that way. They wouldn't. They wouldn't like
Not
backdoor.
now,
Yeah, not now. Not that
because I
watch.
do remember a time when
Yeah, not
JLC,
yet. Hey, I'm
but not
sure
now.
they
I don't
will.
think anymore. I am with you on that, CP.
Listen, you just watch those export reports. You watch all that, and when you see all that starts to get funny, and they look like they need cash, then you start to see, a lot of different things pop up. I think it's sales associates and on that level, and maybe a little bit above that, but it's people. Listen, nobody's running out to spend money on watches full retail, especially if you're not an AD who's been giving great experience to your clients, especially if it's not a brand if you're a AD for JLC in a random place right now, you're doing what you got to do to sell because they're sending you product. So I'm not surprised if we see the most amazing watch that we were talking about at Watches and Wonders 2025 show up at a deep discount on the secondary market. 'Cause nobody's running out to buy it. They're gonna pretend. They're gonna like show you things like this, and they're gonna give you all this false sense of urgency that you should buy it right now. But nah, most people I know, they're hunting savvy pieces or collecting things that they really want. When they're being offered stuff, they just kind of hold into the side and let's see what happens. What's the rush? There's no rush, and but the brands are in a rush. The ADs are in a rush. So that's where you're gonna see a lot of issues because they got bills to pay. All right, let us check out the results from the Sotheby's Fine Watches New York online sale that closed up today, or the lots are still closing. Let's see what we got. So we got some toys that sold for 12,700. The Comex suit didn't get as much as I thought it would. 44, 45. I thought somebody pay up for that just to have it like in their Rolex in your watch room. A mad one sold for $15,000.
What do they know that we don't?
Maybe they want the good stuff. Was this a prototype? See, like when you see things like this, it just kills like the accuracy of auctions. Wait, box, no papers,
Well, what do you mean by kills the accuracy of auctions?
because this watch, I'm just trying to see if this is a prototype or something. Maybe this one is a special one. Maybe this is like a special color or something. But like these watches sell well under 10,000, like $4,000 or $5,000 watches.
So it goes back to why would somebody overpay through auction, almost double the price? That
Yeah,
happened.
exactly. Yeah, that was kind of strange. All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh no, did it do it
Gen G
again?
also would like to know who paid. 10K. I mean 15K for a Mad one.
Listen, when the champagne is flowing, you know what I mean, early in the morning, you may do things that you're not supposed to do. And so the bees is, what are you doing? What's the price? So something has you up with it. Jet, wait, I need to log in. Give me a second. Something has you up with that, Genji. I do not understand why anybody who is not like.
Yo, why do you still have this watch open? You're like, I'm gonna come back to this when nobody's looking, and I'm gonna do a critique.
Oh no, Sotheby's, don't do this to me again.
They were mad drunk when they paid for that much. Yeah, they probably might have been drunk. It might have been Max Brewster and his friends buying his favorite watch. Who
But
knows?
to pay that much,
Max Brewster got it, dude. He lived in Dubai, no? They
yeah, but
should have
still.
made. They should make only one edition for the Mad. Now it's too much. um, it's Pickaxe asked, "What's the cheapest Richard Mille?" That's an interesting
All
question.
right, well, let's go to Chrome 24 and find out while we deal with the Sotheby's thing again. I hate Sotheby's.
I don't know, Genji. When I haven't partaken in skiing often, but when I ski, I typically am a little bit more cautious of my decision making. So maybe.
Yeah, I would dare say whoever bought that probably was at a high altitude, and if you're into skiing and you might have bumped your head a few times, after a few bumps, you might make a decision like that for sure. All right, let's see. The cheapest Richard Mille you can get is probably going to be a diver for sure.
It'll be like one of them dumb circular ones or the square ones. Not a
Yeah,
ton, no.
or extra flat. But man, even the extra flats are 70 grand. Wow, wow, wow. I'd wear a diver. That's my issue. It's like you guys are gonna not like divers, but I would rock a diver. Like this Mexico edition.
I hate those watches so much.
Why? Why do you
Uh,
hate them so
I
much?
just like anytime I've sold, and it's funny because I've sold a few of the divers, and I'm always waiting for them to be returned, and they've never been returned. But I'm just
No.
always waiting for somebody to get that watch and just be so disappointed that they got a Richard Mille that looks not like a Richard Mille. That's just the best way for me to put it when I look at a diver. Like
Well, I mean, RM divers are proof that
your
true
camera's
love
off.
exists. RM divers are true are it lets you know that true love exists in the world. Because, like you said, every one of these I've sold have never came back. Like people buy these watches because they truly love it,
Well, it's
and I
not
love
your
that for them
first Richard Mille, in my opinion. Like, I don't think that this is the only Richard Mille that you own if you get it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you probably
for
have
sure.
one or two Richard Milles, and you're like, it's time for the diver. Um, that specific Richard Mille is god ugly. I'm sorry. Uh, WAS was says Tudor Black Bay 58 or Omega Diver 300 meters for around $5,000 to $6,000 budget. I would go Omega Diver if you asked me, and that's mainly because I like the movements using Omega more. And Black Bay 58s just kind of feel they're great, just not in Submariner.
I'd agree with that. Omega Seamaster 300. There's so many amazing colorways you can get as well that I think it's an easy win. Tutors are nice, but oh my gosh, I just logged in, bro. Tutors are great, but I think the Seamasters you could just find so many great variations, and they just have like really amazing character. So I'd go Seamaster personally.
Tan said the Richard Mille Boutique in Geneva asked for 30,000. Is it 30,000? I think. Is it 30,000? 300,000. Gotta use my mouse here.
I think he's 30,000 pounds.
Thirty
Yep.
thousand pounds for RM 23 in 2010. The price of the watch was 65,000.
Yeah, yeah. RM, like all those, brands are doing a very interesting thing. They don't even release price lists, right? So you can't even see the prices on the websites. The reason that they're doing this, I've come to realize, is because the pace of their increases are so insanely fast that if you're able to really sit down and see year by year by year the price increases these brands are doing, because Tan is right. 2010, RM was a very approachable brand, and like compared to a brand like even AP, it was very much in the same orbit. Like if you're somebody who were buying like advanced AP pieces, AP offshores, cold APs and stuff, you're very close into Richard Mille area. It wasn't that far apart. You know, if you're buying like Paddocks, if you're buying um, uh, Rolex that were precious metal, you're somewhere in the realm of buying Richard Mille. Now, entry level Richard Mille costs as much as like highly complicated Patek Philippe's. You know what I mean? Like and uh, more expensive than anything you could get in AP in terms of an entry level model. So it's really really insane. All right, so we got some good vintage pieces here. A 2499.
Rich Buddy did ask, how much of Tudor is now made up of Rolex parts? That's an interesting question. I'm not sure. I know that they probably do have similar parts, but not.
So it's interesting, right? Because they have the new Rolex factory, but that's just kind of Rolex stuff. And
Uh,
Tudor is Tudor,
Julius
Rolex
Caesar
parts,
just
maybe
broke it
some Etta
down.
stuff.
He said that Tudor doesn't use Rolex parts anymore. So it's
There you
probably
go.
the case now. I could see that definitely.
Caesar knows, man.
I mean, he's been around for a long time, before Jesus, if you believe in that
This,
stuff.
this is true.
Rich
Brigade's
Buddy
still doing
asked, what
strong.
are you gonna do with the Comex suit on a mannequin? You gotta own a freaking mansion just to display that, yo. You
Well,
wear the Comex suit, brother. You gotta wear the
look,
Comex suit around the house, man.
I'm saying,
What are you doing?
if you don't see this and don't think at least once, I'm not trying to fit
I
myself
was
into
posting a
this.
story with me and that shit every day. Like I bought it, I wear it, and y'all gonna see
Come
it.
on, are you crazy? Like, if I'm somebody who paid 100 grand for a Comex, I'm definitely paying up to 10 grand for this suit. And there's definitely gonna be one picture of me stuffing myself into this thing. I don't know about the shorts. The shorts ain't gonna work, but the top. So yeah, I don't know.
Wait,
But
the
in your
question
man
is,
cave,
does it come with the Speedo? Because if it comes with the Speedo, then it is actually a really good deal.
I don't know. But look at all these brigades hidden close to their high end of the estimates. Love to see it. Brigades proven to stay pretty steady in the auction market. So Cartier doing good.
I felt like this auction was a little lackluster as far as the selection of pieces.
Yeah, it wasn't anything too crazy, to be honest with you. Interestingly enough, this IWC Grand Comp Platinum Mini Repeater Perpetual Calendar Chronograph went for
See,
88,900. That's
Genji
very
gets
interesting.
us. Genji would also rock the suit. Vimal said those shorts will help CQ sell the Gerald Gentas and Hublots on the planet. I'm telling you, CQ, you in that suit with the Speedo, the Cougars wouldn't be able to resist.
Listen, I do what I gotta do. But then the thing is, they don't want me to sell them watches, man. They just want to take me away, bro. They just want to hide me away.
Oh,
They don't
John
want me to
D
be
said,
free.
"Hey, gents, what's good? I was in CQ's area for the last 2 weeks, sunshine and the ocean with my S&P 300 diver in the summer
Love
blue
it.
doing ocean tests. I'm so jealous of you. I'm so extremely jealous. I
Yeah, to
live
be real, like we gotta figure out a weekend trip. Like, I need some beach. I need Megan's Bay, a
when Doge to a
Heineken.
dollar, Doge to a dollar, and I can afford to go to a beach again."
Let's
And
go.
Julius Caesar does say, if you're interested in a Tudor with Rolex parts, you should probably look at 1980s Tudors. I'm guessing that's when it was most prevalent. So Julius Caesar dropping gems as usual.
Love it, love it. Look at this IWC Turpion, 16,500 for both of these. I bet the same guy took both, cause why not?
I
Not to
mean,
steal.
if it was at six, you get 5 grand more at least.
So you say. So you say. Some vintage Tudors getting some love. I'd have bought that little snowflake.
Hey man, CQ is a really good diver, so he probably would kill it in that aspect as well.
CQ can use that super. Yeah, listen.
There's a
I
lot of
do what it
bushes
takes.
where we're from, so we know how to weed whack and get through all sorts of terrain.
Oh, let's see. Oh, wow. I knew I should have been on this thing. I'm upset. Oh, I'm so upset at myself. 88.90. Somebody just like highway robbery of this amazing,
But
beautiful Jacob and Co
so
piece.
so you buy it for 88.90 or 88 what yeah, 88.90, and then how much less do you think you'll get for it when you're tired of looking at this garbage?
I,
5K?
well, no, I feel confident I could get 8 grand
What would
out of somebody for
1916 pay you
this.
for this?
Man, they might hang up the phone, bro.
Like, if you're not doing a trade, they're not even talking to you.
No,
Like,
man. Oh, come on. This got stones on the sides. This worth something. This they got a good deal.
they're handing you straight over to Robert. They're like, talk to me. You know, Robert's the only one trying to deal with that shit.
Yeah, I don't even know. He might hang up the phone on me too. Somebody got a great deal, man. For like a party piece, you know what I mean? For like a little like, if you're somebody in the entertainment world, I think you got a really, really good deal there.
Boz is asking another question. Do you have a general favorite colorway and why? Dial color, bezel. I usually like panda colorways.
Oof, that's tough. That's really, really tough. Because I would say rose gold black, or yellow
Rose gold
gold blue,
blue. Rose gold blue for me.
or rose gold blue.
I could
Yeah.
see yellow gold blue too, though. You're right that that is a very nice. But rose over yellow for me. I know that that's weird because typically I think men gravitate towards yellow more. I don't know. I can't say. I like rose and rose and blue. Just the contrast of the two because it's almost like red and blue. I really like that. Was oh wait, hold on. Rich Buddy asked, "Is it hard to find a 5513 with papers?"
Oh, with papers. It's not impossible, but I would say the issue that we have for like pieces like a 5513 is like all the good stuff is international, and right now like everything is tough to bring in and out. So to find one with papers is possible.
Oh God, these. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So like to find one papers, it's possible.
Okay, real
But
quick.
let's
Was is not a fan of the Jacob and Co. He says it looks a bit goofy. I think that most Jacob and Co's fit that dilemma. Rich Buddy says, wait, the watch flips over, the watch is sick. And then he doesn't agree with me. He thinks that because the stones are premium, that they got an excellent deal. But then Vimal says that that Jacob and Co. chrono is on chrono for 10K. Jacob and Co. Yeah. I don't think that that watch is more than 5K, that Jacob and Co. Personally.
Well, oh, listen. No, you see, you always make me defend watches I shouldn't be on camera
Well, that's what
defending.
I'm here for.
But like, you're saying it's not worth more than $5,000.
Okay, if you
I
could
just want to
take the
confirm.
stones out of the case, but remember we had that conversation about removing stones from cases and how can we verify that each one of those diamonds are GIA certified? I just go back to
I
like
dare say you could sell this off your wrist in the right places for 20 grand. You know what I mean? Like if you know what you're doing in the right places, you flip this.
20 grand.
It's diamonds all over, bro. Diamonds on all the numbers. It's six time zones. You got one, two, three, four, five. Flip it over, six time zones.
So are you saying the more time zones, the more money? I'm confused by
I'm
what
just
case you're
saying, like,
telling
hey,
me.
you could watch your money in every time zone, brother.
Rich Buddy, they do cost a grip, but it goes
They
back to
used
like
to.
the Jacob and Co was the like I can't even get the words out of my mouth because of how gaudy the retail for those watches are, and then when you go at the resale, you want to go up. So I that's the problem I have with Jacob and Co. is that I used to think they were so cool because I grew up on rap and I used to see all the rappers wearing Jacob and Co. So in my head, I'm like, Jacob and Co. is the greatest thing ever. And then I learned about real watches and I found out that Jacob and Co. is more of a jeweler than an actual watchmaker. So that being said, the diamonds are probably amazing and all that. It's just this watch is ugly as all hell, and I just don't see how many other people would want to buy this watch.
Now you're making me pull up the Jacob and Co watch that
Michael,
brought
the
him back.
producer, would buy it from you on the spot.
Exactly.
Mamal says, CQ, it's a quartz watch, not worth it. I mean, I think that kind of says it all right there. It goes back to you talking about all the things that's not about the watch, like the diamonds, all this stuff. And it's like, but what about the movement? What about the thing that makes a watch a watch?
No,
And
come on.
oh, okay, come on, now
I
I'm getting
mean, I
mad.
mean, I, I mean, this is not the watch that we're buying for the watch. You're buying the time zone.
Rich buddy, you're right. The black side of the Jacob and Co is worth the price, but then you're neglecting the five time zone complication on the front of the watch, and that's what you're probably paying for. Like not being a dick, Rich buddy. I'm just saying that like it's too much to wrap my head around, and for that watch specifically.
Have you
What
ever
is
seen this watch
this?
before?
Oh Jesus!
So this is the Jacob and Co Cycle Tourbillon, and this was the watch that really cemented his statement when he came back from his legal issues into the world of watches, and it was his pivotal moment in switching from blinged out watches, five time zone and the like, into more hot horology. So this is a tourbillon that floats around just like a rotor that would be in the back of your watch. Let me see if the video will play without any.
It looks like if two Mathes du Temps had a child out of incest, and this and
What you see?
oh, oh my God. Can you change this, please, Sequan?
I'm just showing.
Please.
I just want to show you guys a little bit of history, and this was in 2011, and that's what
John
kind of started
D.
him.
John D said Jacob and Co. is so friends. It's hard to place them in any category. They do make some fascinating movements.
Yeah, they're in their own category, which is smart, right? They found a niche that nobody really is coming towards, and nobody's gonna fight them for.
Oh, one asked what happened to you didn't know he was money laundering? How do you think he was selling those watches?
Listen, WAS. There's a few great documentaries out there. There's even TV shows now related to the a bit about. It doesn't show that much about the Jacob side, but it shows a lot about what was going around. But yeah, just
Jacob and Co
have a
was the
Google.
originator of the watch. Anyways, I mean, yeah, we're not
Wow.
turning this show upside down.
No. Let's leave
Uh,
it alone.
yeah.
330,000 for this purple Asprey piece. Insane.
What was the top on that? Like, what did they expect?
$200,000 was the top end of the estimate. So these Asprey pieces still kind of perform, which is very interesting to me, to say the least.
We wish them well. We wish them well.
Exactly. Let's see, Cartier coin watch 14,000. Oh wow, the double eagle from Quorum, that one low, 6350. Somebody got a Chopard Tourbillon for 22.
There's like random oyster perpetual grape in there.
Yeah, it's so funny. Kyle was saying the same thing. Like, this is such a random little grape they put in the middle, in between like a Submariner red 1680 red Submariner and a Tiffany stamped vertical Datejust. You just got this random red grape. Getting 80 and 90.
Lamal says that Jacob, well, I think he's addressing you and saying Jacob is the true inheritor of Gerald Genta. I don't know. I think Gerald Genta at least was trying to be like
Yeah, no,
artistic, whereas
I,
like,
I would I wouldn't agree with that at all. And like you can't take away a lot of what Jacob has been done, but you have to remember, Gel Genta changed the whole industry. He was doing designs for $100, €100, 100 Swiss franc. That was his livelihood, and that's why there's so much designs that were inspired by him. I think Jacob is a great business story, is a great personal story. Is very interesting how he pivoted from high fashion 5 time zone garbage watches into what now are gaudy, but they're hot horology. You know what I mean? So you went into a whole different world. So like, it's not for us, not for me, not for most of you guys in here, but you can't take away that he did a really good pivot. But like, as we're seeing now, a lot of dealers just not talking a nicest about it, and it goes into like who's gonna support it on the secondary market. I don't think that person exists. Oh, only 16 grand for the Bronzo, bro. If it was fully green, it would have got more.
My bad. He was saying that that's what you were gonna say next. So I guess it's good that you
Oh,
cleared
okay.
the
Oh, I
air.
was about to say
You, you,
Vimao, bro.
you,
I ain't that. I'm not that lost, bro.
you,
I don't.
you cleared the air on that one.
Yeah. Whew. I was like, come on.
You
I ain't
cleared the
that bad,
air.
am I? Oh wow, 25-4 for this Laurent Ferrier. A lot of good deals are had in this auction. But these are kind of a mismatch. Like you said, there's nothing here that was like.
Well, they had like two Jorns, two APs, one Richard Mille or something like that, or maybe two. They didn't really have like they had a few Panex. It was like Cartier, Rolex, and then Time Zone, Jacob and Co. Yeah, this
Right? You know what I
was
mean?
the least fun auction out of the ones that you were looking at, to be honest. It was submersible. What did the Panerai submersible? It sold for exactly what I thought it would, right in the middle.
Oh, this was a nice deal. Paddock 50 40 48,000 black dial. I think that was a decent deal on that one. All in. People stealing Harry Winston's as usual. Oh my gosh. See, I need to start bidding. I really need to start bidding because the watches that I know people aren't thinking about, I could find the money. Like this at 69.85 all in. This is white gold. Like just for fun. Just for fun, you get a watch like this. You know what I mean? A dealer would probably pay you this for this watch. A white gold. I know it's a Harry Winston. Nobody cares. I know. I know.
I'd rather tie my money into farm fields in Idaho than buy a Harry Winston.
Oh, it's Zalium and white gold. When's the last time you had a Zalium watch, man? I'm trying to
Sounds
tell
like
you.
some kind of supplement I should be taking. But
All right.
Maul said lot 255 was the one I would have bought if it was 40 millimeters or smaller.
All right. So let's go to 255, and then we'll go to the Rogers suggestion before we head out for the day. Yeah, Vimal. We talked about this one too, right? And I think 27,940 all in is pretty on the money for where you want to be, right?
What is that, 42? Like, what's the
Yeah, this is
size?
42.
Mm.
I mean, Vimal, do a little 42.9. Do some wrist exercise. Do some Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You mansplaining what he needs to do to get his wrist
I
up?
just saying, like, you know. But look at that, good deal, good deal. 40,000 in US from
Well, they're not
Sotheby's.
selling that watch for 40,000.
Oh, that's funny. So this is the
That's the
same
same
watch.
watch. Yeah. Fuck.
So that's the same watch you have at some auction at 40,000 there, and then somebody has it. HU, I'm guessing it's Hungary, for 39,710, and some savvy person picked it up all in for 27,940. Even with tax, they're gonna be in a really good spot there.
I think it's a nice watch, but the jury's out on what it really resells for, given not too many out there to take a look at.
Ooh, and Duraj is checking out lot 321. Duraj has very good taste. He loves classic important paddocks, and he's not afraid to go excuse me, to go for a rectangle or square shaped piece. So this is a really nice pink gold square piece from 1939. Condition looks really good actually, from 1939. And what I love about watches like this, somebody bought this for 88.90 all in, and you get a 1939 watch, 33 by 26. So it's something small, but I mean, this is something really nice and historical. You got have fun, put a few different straps on it, and condition wise is actually in pretty good condition. I doubt this cost any crazy money to get service. Of course, you have to be into vintage styling, but there's still really fun, unique watches. Like if you have this in your collection, you're not even wearing this. It's still like a fun watch to talk about. And under 10 grand, if you're in this league, is not that much scratch at all. Well, bro, please recommend any watch for men under $100. Oh, do they still have that Timex? There was a really good Timex GMT that I think was like 150 that our buddy Lazarus had.
Oh
I'd
yeah,
say,
that was a nice one.
yeah. Off the top of my head, I don't know, but if you could find something from Citizen under 100, I love them. They'll last forever. If you could pick up a good solid Timex piece on a bracelet, I think that they're great watches. If you're still looking for something fun, Nixon Time Teller P, that's still my favorite watch to suggest. But if you don't mind going vintage, look for like an old vintage Seiko quartz. You know what I mean? Um, like I feel like yeah, you could have some fun and like really dig around depending where you are. To get an old Seiko quartz, man, like from the 70s and 80s, you could get something with like an interesting design, interesting style, and it's not gonna cost bang for your buck. I wouldn't worry too much at $100 to worry about something mechanical versus quartz. Get something that looks good, that you're gonna enjoy wearing, and that you could put a bunch of experiences onto it. An automatic watch will fall into your hands, but you can get a ton of great watches. I say Seiko and Timex. I forgot the exact model, but
John
there's
D
a few Timex.
says Timex Weekender comes with Indiglo, so he said it's $55. Maybe that's the one. Maybe that's the winner there, the Timex Weekender. Rich Buddy says I have a 1950 Universal Geneve in service right now with a custom strap being made for it too. Universal Geneve has some nice pieces.
Yeah, I love some OG Universal Genies, but a lot of great watches you found at any price point there. Did we even get to the Jorans? What's going on?
I think
Let's
the
wrap it up.
joints
I
were
know you.
towards the end of the.
All right, look. Let's wrap it up. We gotta go. We gotta do some deals. Listen, guys, if you ever need independent watch
Or were there
advice, make sure you go to.
none?
I thought there was at least one.
I thought
Maybe
there was
there was
two. I thought
none.
there was like one of the like line sports or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. We did watch a
This was
couple of
a
them.
a hodgepodge auction. I must admit that this was a little bit some interesting pieces, but like
John D also points out Swatch watches are under 100 and come with a lifetime battery, free battery change. Don't hate on that.
yeah, I like a good Swatch watch as well. And and don't please guys, don't be afraid to. Wow, I have a client looking for one of these. 27.9, and they're still doing good. Don't be afraid if you have a question about lower end watch. I we naturally cover higher end watches. Because that's what we sold for most of our career. I don't think any joints are in this,
I was gonna
but
say we Mandela affected the FP shorts into.
yeah, these are the only Jordans.
Yes, that's what it was. It was that those were the only genres. That's what it was. That's what it was. You're right.
Exactly. But yeah, we talk about watches at all price points. We grew up in the luxury realm, if that makes sense. What I sell, but I sold everything at every single price point. Anyways, guys, I think it's time to run. I got a few phone calls to make, and the day is getting a little old. There's a Cougar Wing for you. You guys know what to do. If you need independent watch advice, check out cqthewatchguy.com. Tell your friends. I'm always here to support friends of my friends, and you guys have been so amazing. The support that me and the team have received so far has just been like outstanding, and that's why we have to go on live every day we can. We got 21 people in here. I want to thank you guys so much. Like, comment, subscribe. Please upvote. It does a lot tremendously. We were marching towards being able to get memberships and giving you guys some merch and a lot of great things. Producer V shirts are definitely in the works, and I just love you guys. Jay, talk to the people.
Hey, have an extra taco for Jay, man, because Jay's not having tacos on Taco Tuesday. So, have a taco for Jay. Make sure that you reach out to CQ for your watch needs. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Man, now I feel like a fish taco from Rocco's Tacos. Chop Vision, you done started something. I don't know. Guys, have an amazing day. Eat an extra taco for us. See you tomorrow and stay blessed. Have a great one.
Godspeed, lad.